He's a good boy, though. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. You will get kisses. He's a good kisser. He gives them kisses away pretty freely. Hey everybody, welcome to Shooting the with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Today's topic is a very straightforward one. Do you trust the current Supreme Court when it comes to your gun rights? Do you think they want to do the right thing? Do you think they're going to do the right thing? Do you think they're just blowing smoke up your ass? Do you think they really serve different interests and those interests aren't yours? What do you think? Do you trust them? Yes, no, and why? Let me know. I'll start us rolling here as usual. I'm going to say right off the bat that no, I don't trust them. I try not to trust anyone in politics or government, and they're definitely in government, so I try not to trust them. Well, not try not to. It's easy not to. However, do I hope they're going to do the right thing? Yes, hope springs eternal as far as I'm concerned, because I do hope they do the right thing. And I do hope they want to. Now, I really don't actually believe they want to. I believe if they do anything, it'll be because they have to, because there's no other choice. Because, they keep making pro-gun rulings to help, and it's usually, I've noticed, to help politically a specific side of the political spectrum to keep people divided. They do enough to keep a certain percentage of the population on one side of the fence. That's if, see, they're still fighting for us. And I think they do that just enough to keep people from saying, well, hell, they're not helping any of us. Maybe they're the problem. Maybe when they're telling us, we should be blaming people overseas for stealing our jobs, when really it's American business people shipping them overseas that are causing the problems. When they're like, the Democrats are trying to take your gun rights. Maybe if we notice that, ain't none of them trying to give us back our gun rights. The Republicans, Democrats either. They do political theater about it, but never anything real. So if we come together, we'll start paying attention that none of them are serving us, and they don't want that, so they do just enough to keep us divided. They do just enough to keep half the people in the country having hope that they're on their side. That's how I actually kind of feel, but I hope they're going to do the right thing. And that's all I guess you can do right now is hope, because what's the alternative? Revolution? I do believe we are pretty much due for one of those. I was watching on the news today, and some guy from China was saying, hey, don't blame China for taking your jobs. It was American businesses that shipped it over here. You all don't need tariffs. You need a revolution. And I kind of feel the same way about gun rights and a lot of other things. I think the only people that are going to actually do the right thing for the people are going to be the people. But for now, while it's in the hands of the Supreme Court, I hope they do the right things. The things we keep seeing them do, making these huge edicts, but then never enforcing them on the states, keeping punting the ball down the line whenever they have a chance to weigh in early on something that's a clear constitutional violation. They choose not to. It's not heartening. It's disheartening, actually. It's the opposite. But like I said, all we can do right now is hope and see what happens, because like I said, the alternative is not that nice. So with that being said, let's go over and see if there's anybody weighing in over here and what they had to say. Practical Bacon said, it's okay to hope they will do the right thing, which is what I just said, but it's foolish to actually trust SCOTUS to fully support the Second Amendment. I agree 100%. I don't trust them. I hope they do the right thing eventually. I hope even if it's just because their hand is forced. But I've been seeing so many missed opportunities where things could be settled right now, and they choose not to. Dale Rickety said, no, I trust no one anymore, right, left, or in the center. They all have an agenda, and it's not the Constitution. I kind of agree. I'm hopeful, but I think you're right, or I fear you're right, I guess I should say. Johnny Mandrick said, absolutely not. There's too much political money involved in 2A for them to actually fully just enough to act fully just enough to keep it even. Exactly. That's what I was saying. They just want to keep people equally divided so they don't start paying attention. Because if you had 10 Americans in a room, and as long as 5 of them are fighting with the other 5 of them, they don't really get together and go, hey, wait, who locked us in this fucking room? Because if they all 10 spoke to each other and found out, well, none of us locked the door, who locked us in this goddamn room? That's what they don't want happening. Mr. Furley says, no, they support industry and profit, not citizens and big business. You left big business out of it. I mean, not big government. I mean, you left big government out of it. They also support big government. Amy Coney Barrett's never met a big government program she didn't like. Same thing with Kavanaugh. They love government powers. Edgar Cortez said, I think majority of SCOTUS do support the 2A, but I do not trust them implicitly. Well, I wouldn't either if I was you. It's probably not a smart thing to do. Adam Jacobes said, I would like to, but I'm skeptical. Well, I think we're all skeptical. I mean, there might be one or two people that aren't, but I think most people are skeptical, and I think most people are right to be. I don't think you should trust politicians, any politician. I hate when if I see someone wearing, I love Trump, or I love Bernie, or I love AOC, or any of that kind of shit, I'm like, well, then you are the absolute piss poorest example of an American, because you have been indoctrinated into a two-party cult, and you've been somehow brainwashed into thinking that all those evil things the other side is, well, my side's completely immune to all that. My side just happens to be right on every topic, and the other side's wrong on every topic. You're brainwashed. And if you think any politician is really on your side, it really shows that you're brainwashed. So that's why I don't like anybody who trusts their government implicitly or isn't at least skeptical. Chris Snyder weighed in and said, they are on the right track. Well, they're moving awful slow on that track, I'll tell you that. I mean, I do agree. I'm one of the people that has sung the praises of the Supreme Court every time we win a victory. Heller, Bruen, everything in between. But I also see way too often that after they make these big decisions, they fail to do anything meaningful to enforce them. I mean, look at how many states are still doing basically the opposite of what Bruen said. Still using, I mean, you're still seeing cases come out that use public safety instead of constitutional value or historic precedent. And the Supreme Court will be asked, hey, weigh in. They just did something you told them they can't do. And the Supreme Court goes, nah, we're not going to. We're just going to let them do it because they don't enforce it. And when they do have chances to step in when there's clear constitutional violations, which is why there's a process that allows them to step in early, so that they can step in early when there's clear violations of people's constitutional and civil rights, so that a large portion of the population doesn't suffer under tyranny until it works its way through all the red tape and procedure. They choose not to. And that's not a good sign. I don't like that. Michael C3PO is our last person weighing in here. And he said, assault weapons ban, mag bans are the test of the whole shebang. There is a lot of money in that stuff, so there's hope. But where's the money? Here's the thing. There are a lot of people got a lot of money invested in automatic weapons and stuff like that, and contracts to make them for law enforcement, military. But if they became legal overnight, who's got big money invested in it now? Which side is it? Is it the side that wants them banned that has more money invested? It kind of is. It's kind of like when Colt started producing revolvers again. There was, one of the big online gun retailers is heavily invested in the secondary Colt market. So he immediately started telling his minions, tell everybody the new ones are junk. Tell everybody the new ones are junk. Because, value of his stuff's going to go down. Same thing with stuff like fully automatic weapons. And mag bans, I don't really know. The people who have the most monetary interest in that are the gun groups who want you to pay them to fight against things like mag bans. So they have a bigger vested interest in those things existing than going away. Because if they win a big case, like if tomorrow the NFA went away, NRA, GOA, etc., they don't get a big windfall of money. Their money dries up. How many people see that as a huge victory? Like, yay, the biggest threat to our constitutional rights are gone. No reason for me to be shelling out $20 a month to these guys anymore because they never really did anything. We won it through different venues. So, I just worry about there's a lot of money, but whose money is it and what is the best result for them? And usually it's for the restrictions to stay in place. There's more money to be made off the restrictions than there is off of freedom and rights. So that's it, everybody. That's it for today. That's everybody who's weighed in. How about you out there in YouTube land? What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below. Do you think SCOTUS is on our side when it comes to the Second Amendment? Do you think they're just kicking the can down the road, blowing smoke, just keeping people divided? Or do you think, they're working for the angels? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you want to weigh in on one of these things in person, just show up at our live chats. We do them every night, 6 p.m., except for Wednesdays when they're at 7 for now. That may not be the case anymore. We will see. But come on in. Let us know what you think. Then stick around for the open chat afterwards, just like there'll be an open chat after this one, where we can talk about whatever we want. So thanks to everybody who weighed in tonight. I appreciate it. Thanks to everybody watching out there. Hope to see you at a live chat soon. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.